So a struggle for the Sooners down in Norman as Oklahoma gets the 42-34 win over Baylor. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have little trouble with West Virginia coming to town for the first time. Fighting Dana Holgersons go down 55-34 in Stillwater. It's week 11 of The Quest, sponsored by Call Okie. I'm your host, Damon Fontenot, and I'll be leading you on a musical tour of the week's top plays by the Sooners and Cowboys. You were also excited about voting last week for who should be leading this country. And that enthusiasm is carried over to which play should be leading at the end of The Quest. So in at number 4 for the week, it's Speed Kills. Only appropriate Justin Gilbert should come in at number 4 since he wears number 4. He takes the kickoff, hesitates a little, and then hits the Jets. 96 yards in all as Oklahoma State takes the 21-7 lead. It's the 5th kickoff return career touchdown for Gilbert. That's a new school record, ties the Big 12 record, and it's the second longest of his career. He had a 100-yard return last year against Texas.
At first, I've seen nothing but my teammates' jerseys, and there was no crease at all, but that's what we practice on. So I waited, being patient, as Coach Gundy was telling me. So I waited, and opened. So when it opened, it was like, go. Like a track meet. When the gun goes off, just go. Off to the races, one-on-one with the kicker, one guy backside trying to catch you. So it's all about the speed.
And thus, speed kills. Another thing that can really give a receiver an advantage is superior size. OU senior Justin Brown is 6'3", and making his weekly appearance on The Quest. In at number 3 with a play we call Against the Wind. It's because the winds were consistently blowing in excess of 25 miles an hour in Norman. It's the second straight week, though, that OU makes a quick entrance into the end zone right before the half. You can see the ball kind of getting blown around there off Landry Jones' hand. Justin Brown brings it in, diving to bring it in the 35-yard score. It was only 15 seconds before the break. It capped a 2-play, 45-yard drive that lasted all of 11 seconds. OU took the 28-17 break into the lead. Into the break, Justin Brown, 6 catches for 83 yards. Landry Jones completed 25 of 36 passes for 277 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. So we're halfway there, and the 2 remaining plays were heavy hitters. There was no cannibalization by Sooners or Cowboys fans this week. While the 2 Justins struggled for votes, the top 2 most certainly did not. Red State, Blue State, Orange State. The furious campaign has come to an end, and Orange Power comes up short for the second straight week, as in at numero dos, with 39% of the vote, is Dive for the prize. It's early fourth quarter, and OSU was only up 41-34. Josh Stewart took a pass from Clint Shelf, went around the edge, and dove for the pylon. A 20-yard touchdown. It was under review, but it was a touchdown, as you can see there. He got in before he lost the ball. Stewart had a career day, to say the least. 13 catches for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also ran one time for 46 yards and a score on a nifty reverse. Clint Shelf, meanwhile, threw for 292 yards, 4 touchdowns in his first career production.
Man, it's just a blessing. Everything worked out for me today, and I think I did a good job of trying to make plays for the team, and the team did a good job of trying to give me those opportunities to make plays.
So, like in Highlander, in the end, there can be only one. And how appropriate that on a show sponsored by Call Okie, your friends who advise you to call before you dig, that the Belldozer should come out on top. With what I believe to be a record 962 votes and 51% of your clicks. In at number 1 is C, Blake Run. Belldozer is a set with big dudes and is usually used to rumble into the end zone from inside 10 yards or so. Not 55, but early in the fourth quarter with the Sooners up only 9 on 3rd down and 1, Big Blake Bell jumped out from behind his blockers and saw daylight. Maybe not literally since the sun had already set. Bell may be 6'6", 260, but he still has some speed. Here he can drive 55 in one play. OU took the 42-26 lead.
No, it was fun. Like I was telling these guys, coaches did a great job of calling it and seeing what they saw, and the guys up front did a great job pulling around Bronny and Trey and ripping them, and got man on man, and all I had to do was just kind of split and just had to get to the end zone. So
Bell ran 5 times for 74 yards. The score was a team best 10th on the season. Bell's 55-yard sprint was the longest by an OU quarterback since 1998, the longest scoring sprint by a quarterback since '97. So now, we've seen what Blake Bell had to say, we've seen what Justin Gilbert had to say. What do you have to say? If you didn't like which plays were picked, or you got anything else you need to tell us, any questions, you can tweet us at @the_quest, or at my personal account at Highlight Genesis. The highlight's small, the Genesis is big, or on our Facebook page, News OK Sports Facebook page. So now let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend. Another big weekend as we go down the stretch. Oklahoma State hosts number 23 Texas Tech. That's an afternoon game, 2:30 at Boone Pickens Stadium. Meanwhile, the Sooners. This is an interesting one. It was supposed to be the hugest game of the decade. Well, not anymore, but it's still a big game as the Sooners head to West Virginia for the first time. That's a night game, 6 o'clock Saturday, Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia. We'll see what kind of couches are getting burned up there, northeast of here. So, that'll do it. Remember to call 811 before you dig. On a special note, due to Thanksgiving, the poll will go up early next week, and voting will close at noon on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. You got to get your vote in early this week. But you can still come back on Thursday, and instead of taking a nap after gorging yourself on turkey, check out which plays you can be thankful for on the Quest.